Welcome back to my channel. How the devil are you? I hope you are well. A little bit of admin, if you don't mind the boring bit at the start of the video. If you'd like to like and subscribe my videos, I'd be really grateful, particularly the subscribe bit. I'd like to grow this channel slowly. Never going to be fame and fortune, but I would like to grow this channel slowly and get more people interested in the kind of food I cook. So if you don't mind doing the subscribe bit underneath the video, I'd be eternally grateful. Another piece of admin for those of you who don't want to listen to me blither for the next few seconds, you can look underneath the video where in the description field, and it'll give you the timestamps of the various parts of the video that you are more interested in. I get it. Off you go. Go on. So blither today. I do have a little bit of a traditional blither for those who've not watched any of my videos before. Just have a few seconds of mulling over stuff. And today's stuff is snow. We've had a little smattering of snow in Birmingham, of the West Midlands, where I live. And as is normal, when us British experience the first flutter of snow, everything gets cancelled. Gyms close, people cancel evenings because it's terrible and they're going to have to fight through the blizzards. When looking out of my window, there are no blizzards whatsoever. There is an inch of snow on about 10% of the roof opposite me. There is a little smattering on a leaf or two. There's a little bit of a branch of a tree. Other than that, there are no blizzards. There's no snow on the ground. And stop cancelling things! Oh, we're really good at snow. I like looking out the window at it, but you know, most people just go, "Oh, snow!" Anyway, yes, blither over. What we're doing today, a French recipe called a cassoulet. Now, I make no claims whatsoever about this being an absolute traditional cassoulet. I have cut some corners, but I have tried cassoulets in the past, and I've tried what I've done today, and they're not a world apart. It's very much what I'm doing is a cassoulet. I've just cut some bits out and done something slightly differently. It's really good. It's a sort of farmery kind of recipe. I don't think it's famous in all of France. I think there's a certain area, but I forgot to look it up, where it's more famous in. But essentially, it's kind of meat from the farm. In our case, some pork belly, some duck, and some sausages, and some white beans, and a lovely soup. And traditionally, it takes about 5 or 6 days to cook. I managed to get this down to about 2 hours. You can do it in about an hour and a half. So anyway, let's get on with it. It's a gorgeous recipe, well worth doing, and like I say, shorter. And what is on today's really quite crowded board of goodness? Well, there's a whole load of stuff in a cassoulet. I have to say, I'm probably going to say at the start of the video, this is not any particular person's traditional idea of a cassoulet, but it is an easier version and it does contain most of the stuff you need. So I'm going to start with about 500 grams of pork belly slices. The traditional recipe have duck confit in them. I'm using a whole duck. I should cut it up into sort of friable, ovenable pieces. About 8 sausages, 1 onion, 4 cloves of garlic, 3/4 small sticks of celery, 3 carrots, 4 cans of cannellini beans, drained and washed, 1.5 litres to 2 litres of chicken stock, 2 bay leaves, a few leaves of parsley right at the end chopped up, and I'm going to stick this in while it's cooking in the oven, sort of a bunch of roasting herbs. If you haven't got any, dried herb de Provence will work perfectly well. And I think that's it. I'm just going to get on with it. It's going to take a while. It's got a couple of hours, this is. So off we go. The first part of this recipe is essentially browning all of the meats. So I'm going to start with the duck, which I've well cut up. I'll start skin down. So yeah, this first part will probably take 15 minutes per meat. Actually, the sausages will probably take slightly less than 15 minutes. But you know what I mean. The belly pork will probably take 10-15 minutes till it browns. This duck will take 10-15 minutes till it browns. Put it all to one side. Once you've cooked the meat, one side. Meat one side, meat one side. I'll show you as we go on. And that's the first batch of duck. I've included the duck liver in there as well because I think that might add something to the sauce. Alright, second bit of duck. Ta-da-da! Carry on. La 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 la! Right, we've done the duck. In with the pork belly. Same again, cook till brown on either side, but not thoroughly cooked through. It's going to finish off cooking in the oven, so this is a browning exercise rather than anything else. It'd be good if I switched the light on as well, wouldn't it? Yeah, that's better. I can see now. So I'm going to give that 5 minutes, a couple of minutes either side. I think that'll about do for the pork. So let's set that aside. And the final piece of the meatiness. Let's get those sausages in there. Woohoo! Sausages! Lots of sausages. I reckon this is going to be for at least 6 people. 6 hungry people, I have to say. Right, let's brown them. And nicely done and slightly caramelised sausages. So this is the last part of the meaty bit. So I'll put this to one side and then we'll grab the casserole dish and start doing the vegetables and everything else, and then ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum in the oven. Right, woohoo, vegetables. Vegetables, da-da-da. Start with the onion, as is traditional with so many dishes that I cook. Onion, 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 onion. Where would we be without the onion? God, if there was an onion shortage, it would be a catastrophe. Right, let's get those on going. So 5 minutes, just as the onions are starting to, particularly this red onion, starts to release. It's a very sweet smell and it's gorgeous. So to get in with our different sizes of carrot. Different sizes because some will soften into the sauce and others will not. Others will play a starring role in the end. Anyway, and the celery roughly chopped again. We'll give those 5 minutes or so as well. And to finish off this bit, my couple of bay leaves and my chopped up garlic. So each stage, onion 5 minutes, carrots and celery 5-6 minutes, garlic and the bay leaves 5-6 minutes. La la la. Da, da, da. Right, and now we create the chicken stock, the 2 litres of chicken stock. With my chicken stock cubes. I don't know what these are like. I've not tried these before. It's like a chicken bouillon, which I found in the European part of the supermarket, rather than the standard chicken stock cubes, which is in the normal part of the supermarket. So we'll see where they go.
Anyway, yes, about 2 litres of chicken stock. Bubble that until you can start to feel it being chicken stock. The stock cubes go down, and then we'll move on to the next stage. So it's going to take, I don't know, 5 minutes for that stock to start tasting like stock. And that tastes really, really good. Just another double check. Yes. One thing I forgot was a little teaspoon of cloves, clove powder. And I'm going to pop in this set of herbs. We'll fish that out a little later, probably at about a halfway mark. If you've got a bag, one of those little muslin bags you used to use, you could put the herbs in the muslin bag. It's probably easy to fish it out. But that is starting to take shape, so let's start putting the meat back in. And we'll start that in the oven for the first hour at 160, and we'll see how we get on. So the beans are not in there yet, because they're canned beans. I'm going to leave them to the second hour. So off we go, 160, an hour.
Well, yes, I absolutely forgot to video the bit halfway when I took it out of the oven, put the beans in. So I actually took it out of the oven after about 45 minutes, put the beans in and took the lid off because the lid was on for the first half. Take the lid off for the second half. Probably don't need the full 2 hours. But yeah, beans, reduce the liquid, off we go.
Oh, there it is, 2 hours in. Ooh. I could probably reduce that liquid a little bit more, but I think I'm not going to. I think it's going to be beautiful just as it is. So thank you very much for following. This is a long recipe, a good 2 hours plus the bits of 2.5, nearly 3 hours as a whole. So right, onwards to the next one. Take care. Bye bye.